Hi, Dumelang, annyeonghaseyo. So if you didn't know, that is hello in Korean. Annyeonghaseyo. Annyeonghaseyo. So if you are a returning subscriber, and if you are new to the channel, then welcome, and I really hope that you decide to stay by clicking that subscribe button below. So as you guys can see by the title, we are talking about some very important things today, and that is things to prepare before you come to South Korea. So I do have a list, so I will be looking down. They are in no particular order. So if this video is for you, please do keep watching. Click the like button. Let's get into the video.
You say take me on a treasure hunt.
So first things first, let's talk about phone. Okay? Cell phone. What are you gonna do with your cell phone? Okay, so what I suggest you should do is switch on your international roaming. So this is optional. You can choose to do it, you cannot do it. It is really your choice. When I came, I didn't have my international roaming on. So I had done my research and I knew that Wi-Fi in South Korea, the girl she thinks she is. Guys, public Wi-Fi is amazing here. There is Wi-Fi everywhere. Whether you are just walking in the streets, you're at a restaurant, you're going shopping, public Wi-Fi, it's there. And it's proper. You can watch a YouTube video on Netflix or whatever it is. Proper Wi-Fi. And on that Wi-Fi got a bus. So when you're sitting in the bus, waiting to get to your destination, you can connect to the Wi-Fi. So I knew that this is what I was coming to. So I was just like, man, if I need to connect with my family or whatever it is that I need to do that needs Wi-Fi connection, I can just use Wi-Fi wherever I am in Korea. So I don't need to have international roaming. However, when I think about when I traveled from Johannesburg to South Korea, remember I had connecting flights in various countries. I had 3 connecting flights. Then I had wished that I did have international roaming because I wasn't able to connect to Wi-Fi at those various countries and various airports. So it would have been easier to just say, okay, data, or even just to pick up the phone and let family know where I was. So I had to like update them at times that weren't live because I couldn't connect. So that was the only time that I wished I had it. And then also my elementary school. So my elementary school, my office, I can't connect my personal devices to the Wi-Fi. So they've given me the work desktop, which is connected, it's fine. But if I wanted to just like do some things on my phone that need a Wi-Fi connection on my laptop, my phone, for some reason, I cannot connect to their Wi-Fi, even with a password. It seems that their Wi-Fi in my office is weak. So during my first month, I was like, I wish that at least my phone, I had international roaming. So at least I can make international calls and things like that. But it's fine. I don't regret the way that I chose to do it, which is why I'm saying international roaming, it is really your choice. I guess since we're on the topic of phones, when it comes to the SIM card, what did I do? So there are some companies where you would be able to order a Korean SIM card that would deliver it to you in South Africa. So you're more than welcome to do that option if that's what you want. So you order it online, it gets delivered while you're in South Africa, and then at least when you come to Korea, you've got a Korean SIM card and you can just start using that. In my case, I didn't do that. I didn't really do much research into SIM cards. I was like, so I knew that I needed a Korean SIM card. One, so I can, connect with people at my school, with the teachers, colleagues, if they needed to call me or message me, a Korean number works. And I knew I wasn't gonna make international calls to SA on my SA number anymore. But the problem is, when you're buying a SIM card, when you're here in South Korea at the shops or stores here, you need to have your ARC, which is an alien registration card. And I didn't have it then, and it takes about a month, about 3 weeks to a month to get. So I couldn't buy a SIM card. But there are some companies that would allow you to buy a Korean SIM card as a foreigner with your ID or your passport to be specific, and I didn't know that. And my sister did, so she had purchased hers with one of these companies. In my case, I was with my Korean teacher at the time when we were talking about SIM cards. So she was like, okay, since you don't have your ARC, let me buy it using my ID, and then you can just pay me for it, and then once you have your ARC, then you can buy your own. So I was happy to do that. So we did that. Then once I got my ARC, I then bought my SIM card. I'm gonna give you guys the company that I got my SIM card. The details are below. They do have an Instagram page, so you can go and check them out. Tell them I referred you if you are going to buy it, just so that you can get some cash and I can get some cash, so they have like a referral campaign running. So I will leave the details below. Their company name is Worry Mobile, and they have some really nice packages, I believe, for SIM card wise. So yeah, let's not go any more into SIM cards, but that is what I did. Next, when it comes to traveling internationally, so you've got your phone story, but now your bank accounts. So you need to make sure that your cards, your bank cards, are activated for international use. So this is important, guys, because if you don't do this, your card will not work abroad. So please, whether your bank accepts email or you need to call them up and say, hi guys, I will be traveling to South Korea. So they need to know, where are you going, the dates of travel, so they can activate your card to work in those countries for that period of time. And I stress the word countries. So don't just tell them South Korea. Do also tell them the connecting flights, so the countries that you have connecting flights. Because let's say your connecting flight is in Dubai, and you didn't tell them I'm going to Dubai, when I swipe a card for your coffee at the airport, because you didn't say that you're gonna be in Dubai. So let them know the connecting flight, and they will open up your card for a maximum of 6 months at a time. But you don't need them to do 6 months, because you'll start getting paid here in South Korea and you'll use your card and account here in South Korea. So I would say when I called my bank, I told them to activate it for 4 months, because I know that you will get paid 1 to 2 months of being here. That's when you'll start getting your first pay. But give yourself a 3 or 4 month buffer in case it takes a little bit longer. So for me, I only got paid in April. So I arrived in February, March, April I got paid. So you see, 3 months. So give yourself a buffer. It took that long for me because of my alien registration card. I had to wait for that, so it took some time. So please guys, save 4 months to give yourself some time. And while we're on the topic of accounts, the other point that is important, bring more than one bank card. And I can't stress this enough, because when I was in quarantine and we had to pay, I tried using my F&B card and it wasn't working. And regularly stressed, because they were telling me, okay, at the end of your quarantine, you leave your passport, leave your belongings, go withdraw cash, come back and pay for cash. I was stressed because, one, leaving my passport, my belongings, it just it didn't make sense. I didn't want to do that. And then number two, at the end of quarantine, people are going to orientation. So when people are getting on the buses to go to orientation, where am I going to get the time to go find an ATM, withdraw, come back, give it? It just didn't work with the time frame that we had. It just, no. So then I remembered, I've got my Discovery bank card. So I transferred funds from F&B to Discovery, and then I used my Discovery card, and that worked. So please bring more than one card. In case the one bank fails you, your other one will work. And apart from quarantine, even just living in Korea for the first 2 months before getting paid, I was using my South African cards to pay for groceries or when I was going out and whatever. The F&B card sometimes didn't work, so I would go to Discovery. Discovery wouldn't work, I would go to F&B. That is why I'm saying bring more than one card. This is important. Okay, cool. And while we're on the topic of money, do exchange money. So come here with cash as well. So I converted 2,000 Rand into dollars first, because if you exchange your money in South Africa, they'll tell you that they can't exchange to the Korean won. So they can exchange it to dollars. So they gave me dollars, and when I was at the airport in Seoul, I exchanged the dollars for the Korean won. And it was important that I did that because when you go to orientation, you need to pay for your medical check. And that was 1,000, it was between 1,300 Rand and 1,600 Rand. So you need to pay that in cash. So I exchanged the dollars to Korean won. I was able to pay for that. And then also a few of the other things that you're gonna do when you arrive in Korea, at least you will have cash to pay for it. So if I remember, I used cash, so it was for the medical exam. I used the cash to buy a bus card and to load my bus card when I initially arrived. What else? Oh, I needed to show my school proof that I had applied for my alien registration card. So you can get an alien registration certificate, a temporary certificate, while you wait for the physical card, and that also cost me money. I can't remember the exact amount, but I used that for cash. What else did I use cash for? Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Have at least 2,000 Rand in cash when you come here. So if you're gonna convert it in SA, they're gonna give you dollars, and then when you get to Korea, exchange your dollars to Korean won. Or you can even not do the exchange in South Africa, get to South Korea, and when you're at the airport in South Korea, there is an exchange office, and then you can exchange your money there. It is really up to you. You decide what you want to do with that. Cool. This is also another important one, is go see your doctor. Tsamayang go to doctor, guys. This is important. Whether if you're a person who has allergies, you're on any prescribed medication, go see your doctor so they can give you a year's supply of your medication. So for me, I have eczema, and there's certain cream that I use that I knew that, hey, I don't want to play with my skin. I don't want to get to Korea and then try things out and they don't work and it has the opposite effect on my skin. Let me rather go to my doctor, get a year's supply. So she gave me a prescription and I got a year's supply. She actually gave me 2 tubes, which will last me 2 to 3 years. So we'll see how it goes. But please go and get a year's supply of your medication. Yes, there are pharmacies here where you can get medicine, but guys, you don't want to worry about those sort of things when you get here, because remember, everything is still new. A lot of things are so brand new. It's a big change. You now don't want to also have to worry about your body changing to the type of medicine that you're now trying out here in South Korea. So get a year's supply of your medication. This is important, and bring that with you when you come. So I think it's this size. So it is a toiletry bag that is this size, and it's got medication. So it's not just things that I get prescribed from my doctor, but I also brought flu medication. So guys, go chemisting and get a year's supply of flu medicine, headache tablets, cough mixture, things that you are used to. You don't want to come here and then you get sick and now you have to go to the pharmacy here and it's like, so already language barrier. Yes, you have your papagos and things that you can use to translate, and some cities, especially the bigger ones like the Souls and things like that, you would find English speaking. But if you're in a small little town, 8 out of 10 times you're not gonna find an English speaking person in whatever store you're walking into. So language barrier, you don't want to now have a language issue when you're trying to buy medicine and you're sick. Guys, please bring your medicine, even if it's headaches or things that you would usually take when you're back home. In wintertime, you guys get sick, there's flu, sinus tablets and things. Bring that with you, a year's supply, because then you're good. That's what I did. I brought a year's supply and I'm sorted. And like Vicks Vapor Rub, that is my go-to in winter when I start getting fluey. So I brought that with me. So bring whatever medication that you take, whether headachy, stomach achy, for your skin, for insect bites, whatever, bring it. And to give you guys a little story so you know how important it is. My sister has allergies to various things. And she has an antihistamine that she takes for her allergies. Now that was finished. So what did she do? She then went to the pharmacy here in South Korea, and she told them that she needs an antihistamine. They gave her one, and she was, she complained to me. She's like, Anna, I'm feeling dizzy, I'm feeling like fainting, like I'm feeling very weak, I'm not well. So she took, I think it was a day off work, but even after that, still every day she was feeling the same. So we ended up going to the hospital the one day, and they checked everything. They were like, no, everything is fine. They gave her some meds, and then after that she was okay. She was actually on a drip. She was okay. But then a few days later, she had stopped taking those tablets from the pharmacy. A few days later, she started taking it again when she was feeling well. And then the dizziness and the weakness started. And she's like, it's these things. Which is why I'm saying, bring the medication that you are used to South Korea. I'll thank you later.